Good afternoon. The topic of today's lecture is bipolar junction transistor, that is BJT. These are the outlines that we cover during the entire lecture. First of all, the basic introduction of BJT. Next is its transistor construction, this basic symbol of BJT, transistor current, transistor operation, and finally the configurations of BJT. So first of all, starting with the basic introduction to what is BJT, that is bipolar junction transistor. It is one of the most important topic, particularly for electronic devices and also for the basic electronics. And it is the core topic of first year. We covered this topic in first year also, but the main or objective or biasing feature come in the introductory part of second year. So this is we can say the enlarged or the wide description of BJT that we cover in second year. So it is the most important topic, and it is the we cover this topic in the fourth unit. So starting with this, what is BJT? BJT is a bipolar junction transistor. It is an active device. So first of all, what is an active device? Active device is basically a device which is acting as a transmitter, that is providing energy to the particular circuit. That means we can say that it is providing energy in some way to the particular circuit, and it is acting as a active device. So it comes under the category of active device, that is BJT. It is one of the most famous device that we are using in the manufacturing of all the electronic components, and it is a bipolar device. By defining its nature, it come under the nature of, that is, its nature is in bipolar. Next point, we also define it as it is a 3-terminal device in which one of the terminal is collector, another one is the base, and finally is the emitter. It is basically of two types. The first one is PNP transistor, the next is NPN transistor. This is all about the basic introduction of BJT. Now moving on to the construction part, it is basically a 3-layer semiconductor device which is basically consisting of 2 N and 1 P type layer, and finally resulting in a NPN transistor, or in second one is 2 P and 1 N type layer of material resulting in a PNP transistor. The term bipolar reflects that the holes and the electrons participate in the injection process into the oppositely polarized material, or we further refine this term as that both electrons and the holes are participating in the flow or the conduction of the current, that is, both are contributing in the flow of current. The second point, it has basically it works in two types of condition. First is forward biased, the another condition is reverse biased. The two PN junction devices is basically operates in 4 operating modes, which we define as as active mode, and particularly in active region, saturation region, cutoff region. These are the modes of operation in which the transistor operates, that is BJT operates. This is basically the depicting the position of the terminals or the symbol of BJT, in which we have depicted the basic symbol of BJT, that is of PNP transistor and NPN transistor, and how this NPN or PNP transistor differs from each other. We have depicted in this diagram, that is an NPN transistor, the arrow is outside the terminal, that is outside the emitter terminal, and particularly in PNP, the arrow is depicting inside the inside in the emitter terminal. So in this way, these PNP and NPN transistor differs from each other, and how we categorize or differentiate PNP from NPN is these are the basic symbol of the PNP and the NPN transistor. So this is all about the position of the terminals that we have depicted in the first. In the upper feature, we have depicted the base terminal, the collector and the emitter terminal. These are the three terminals of BJT. The first example of the PNP and the second one is of NPN. And as I said earlier, that how we differentiate PNP from NPN is that in PNP the arrow is inside the terminal, that is depicting inside the emitter terminal, and in NPN it is outside. The same thing what I have said earlier, that is base is located in the middle, that is the base terminal. And is by nature it is more thin and lightly doped as compared to the collector terminal or the emitter terminal. The collector and the emitter terminals are basically made of the same semiconductor material, while the base is made up of different material as compared to the base and the collector. And if we compare in comparison of the doping, the base is lightly doped and the emitter junction is heavily doped, and after that collector. So if we depict the range of doping particularly for the three terminals, so emitter, in our case emitter is heavily doped, next come the collector, and finally the base. These are the transistor currents which are depicting, that is first one is the emitter current, then the base current which is IB, the collector current, that is the IC. So these are the three terminal currents of BJT, that is the basic terminology that we depict in terms of terminal currents, which are these are IC, IB and IE. Particularly, as I said earlier, how we differentiate NPN and PNP in transistor from each other. First of all, in PNP transistor, the arrow is from or the flow of current is basically from emitter to the base, or we can say the direction of the arrow is from emitter to the base. And in NPN transistor, the arrow or the direction of the emitter current is particular from base to emitter. So in this way, the NPN and the PNP transistor differs from each other. That is how we differentiate both of them in terms of the flow of emitter current. So another terminology or another analogy that we define for BJT is that we can say in another terms, BJT is as the combination of particularly of the two diodes which are placed back to back. So their combination or their placement, or we can say that how these two diodes are placed back to back, they are depicting as a transistor. So in refined manner, we can say that the two diodes which are placed back to back are finally giving us the BJT, that is NPN transistor or PNP transistor, that I have depicted in figure A and figure B, which are figure A is depicting the NPN transistor, figure B is depicting the NPN transistor. Figure A is depicting the PNP transistor and the figure B is depicting the NPN transistor. Now the next topic that we the subtopic that comes under the BJT is the transistor operation, that how it works. Basically, it works in two types of condition. The first is when it is forward biased, and the another condition is when it is reverse bias. So what is forward bias and what is reverse bias? The first question is that the basic thing that we should keep in our mind, what is forward bias? In forward bias, basically the positive terminal is connected to the positive side, that is of the P side of the PNP transistor, and in the reverse bias condition, the positive side is connected to the N side, that is negative. So that condition is known as reverse bias condition, in which your negative terminal is connected, or you can say that your positive terminal is connected to the N side and depicting the nature in the condition of your reverse bias condition. So that is all about the working of the transistor in which we have depicted. Particularly, as we said in forward bias condition, when we apply this voltage, that is VEE, the movement of the majority charge carriers from the p type, that is, which are the holes, that they move towards your depletion region and contribute a current that is called IE, and whose values is particularly much high as compared to the IB, and finally it contributes your flow of current that is from your emitter side to the finally to the collector side. So particularly, what are the majority charge carriers? Particularly in p type, these are the holes which ultimately contribute your flow of current, and this is p side, this is n side. The middle one is depicting your depletion region, and the voltage that is developed across your this depletion region, we say that it has a contact potential or the barrier potential that is developed across your depletion region, and we depict it as V naught, which is basically the difference between Vn minus Vp. So that is all about the contact potential that develop across the depletion region. So basically, this all depicts about the working of your particularly NPN and PNP transistor. In basically in two cases, in which first one is your forward bias and second one is your reverse bias. This is also a description of the operation working in particularly, that is how your PNP transistor in working in forward bias condition, and this is all about the PNP transistor, in which this is depicting the depletion region, and the voltage or the potential barrier across this potential barrier is called contact potential. What is happening? Both the biasing potentials have been applied. The majority carriers will diffuse across the forward bias into the n-type material, and a very small number of carriers flow through the n-type material, resulting in the current IB. The large number of majority charge carriers will diffuse across the reverse bias junction into the p-type and connected to the collector terminal. So this is all about the working of your PNP transistor, in which we are depicting how the majority charge carriers are flowing from P to N region and finally contributing the current. And we also say that the current that we obtained is particularly the IC current, which we call it as output current, or the base current, which is IB. So IC is a high value as compared to your IB value, because IC current is contributed by the majority charge carriers, and that is why we measure the value of IC in milliampere and the value of IB in microampere, because this value is low as compared to your collector current IC. So that's the particular reason why we measure your IC in milliampere and why we measure your IB in microampere. Now next, these are the configuration of BJT, in which we are discussing the configurations of basic configurations, in which first one is the common base configuration. Basically in this category we discuss the three configurations. The first one is the common base, the second one is the common emitter, the third one is the common collector. So common base configuration is one in which base is common to both the input and the output terminals. As we depict the term common base, that means base terminal is common between your emitter and the collector. Base is usually terminal closest or grounded potential, or we can say that the base terminal is grounded. That is, in common base configuration, always your base terminal is grounded. All the current direction will refer to the conventional hole flow, and the arrows in all the electronic symbols have a direction defined by this convention. This is all about the common base or the introductory part of common base configuration. This is the circuit diagram of the common base configuration, in which we have already depicted that your base terminal is grounded. Whatever it will be, a PNP transistor or NPN transistor, the main important thing to realize or to remember is that the base terminal is grounded, and that depicts your common base configuration. This is all about the IB current, that is base current, IC is your collector current, and IE is your emitter current. So this is all about the circuit diagram of your common base configuration, or when your base terminal is grounded. The next configuration is your common emitter. In common emitter, the emitter is common or reference to both the input and the output terminals. The emitter is usually the terminal that is grounded. So what we infer from this is that the emitter terminal is common to your input and the output terminals, that is, it is common to your base and the collector terminal, and your emitter terminal is grounded. So we can say this configuration is also called emitter terminal is grounded configuration when your emitter terminal is grounded. Almost all the amplifier design is using the connection of CE due to the high gain for the current and the voltage. Two set of characteristics are necessary to describe the behavior of for common emitter input and the output parameters. One of the most important thing is to remember in this configuration is that common emitter configuration is widely used in almost all the applications. So what is the reason we are using this common emitter configuration? The first and the foremost reason is that it offers the high current gain, which ultimately results in high power gain, and finally that ultimately gives you high efficiency. So that is the most important reason of using this common emitter configuration in almost every application. So this is one of the most important configuration in all the applications, and because of these three reasons which I have said, the first one is that it offers high current gain, the second one is that high power gain, and finally this all ultimately gives you the high efficiency. This is all about the circuit diagram of the common emitter configuration, in which we are noticing that your emitter terminal is grounded. That I have earlier said that in common emitter configuration your emitter terminal is grounded, and these are the examples particularly for the NPN and PNP transistors depicting your terminal currents and the direction of the terminal currents. These are the circuit. Basically, if you know the basic circuit of these all three configuration, then it will be easy for us to draw the input and the output characteristics of the BJT. So first of all, what to remember in all the configurations, the basic circuit diagram, and how we differentiate these configuration is based in which terminal is grounded in which of the configuration. That is, in common base, your base terminal is grounded. In common emitter, your emitter terminal is grounded. The last, which is the common collector configuration. In common collector configuration, your collector terminal is common between both your output and the input, that is your emitter and the base, and your collector terminal is grounded in this case. The output voltage is obtained at the emitter terminal. That is the one most important thing, is that we are obtaining your output voltage at the emitter terminal in this common collector configuration. The input characteristics of common collector is similar to the common emitter, but there is a difference. A little bit difference is observed in common collector and common emitter. In common collector and common emitter, this is all about, it is primarily used for the impedance matching, since it has a high input impedance and low output impedance. So this is one of the major application of this configuration, is why we are using which configuration of BJT we use for the impedance matching, is that we use this common collector configuration for the impedance matching. This is the circuit diagram. Again, the circuit diagram in which we are noticing that particularly in this, your collector terminal is grounded, and this your collector terminal is grounded. So in common collector, ultimately this is the example of PNP transistor, this is the example of NPN transistor, which is also depicting, particularly these are depicting the symbol of transistor, these are the symbols of particular transistor, and what I have depicted in this, your collector terminal is grounded, and also in this your collector terminal is grounded. So this is the basic circuit diagram, and these are the symbols of NPN and PNP transistor, particularly in your common collector configuration. So these are the basic configurations of BJT, and one of the most important topic, particularly that come under the category of BJT, is that the configurations, common configurations or of BJT. The first one that I have covered is common base, in which your base terminal is grounded. The second one is your common emitter, in which your emitter terminal is grounded, and the third one is the common collector, in which your collector terminal is grounded. So these are the basic configurations of, particularly of BJT. If we know the circuit diagram of all these three configuration, we can easily draw the input output characteristics of, particularly of CB, CE and CC configurations. The configuration or the basic introduction that we have covered during the entire lecture. So summarizing in the end, summarizing all the things what we have covered up till now is that, first of all, I have given the basic introduction of BJT. Next, we have covered the construction, how the BJT is constructed, the basic analogy of BJT in terms of PN junction diode. Finally, then its transistor operation, that is how it is working in your forward bias condition and your reverse bias condition. The next one, which is the most important category, that is its configurations. In configurations, that is your common base, common emitter and common collector, in which we have depicted particularly their circuits and their symbol. So this is all about the introduction part of BJT, and probably in the next lecture we will continue with the input output characteristics of BJT for all the three configuration, and particular emphasis is on Ebert-Small model. That is one of the most important topic of this unit, because the problem that we face in the working of the BJT is overcome by using this Ebert-Small model. So in next lecture we will cover the input output characteristics and your Ebert-Small model. So thank you so much. That's all about BJT and its introductory part.